Hi, this is Lindsay, one of the co-hosts of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mariah White, and I am a passionate pediatric nurse practitioner and fired up health and happiness coach, here to deliver a message to you. This podcast is meant to provide a hope and a dream that fuels your soul to dream big and to dream bold and to inspire and empower you to live out your wildest freaking dreams and to grab a hold onto the unwavering truth that you were made for more. What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. I am so freaking excited that you're here. I'm so grateful that you are spending yet another Tuesday with me. And if you're listening to this on a different day, I'm glad that you just pressed play. I'm so humbled and so appreciative that you are a part of the Your Life Matters podcast tribe. If you haven't already, go over to Instagram and follow me at Dr. Fit White. And go ahead and follow the podcast, Your Life Matters podcast, because that is where I really truly connect and I grow and I learn what things that you guys need to hear. But also, it's a great way for me to be able to connect with you. I am a person, I bleed red just like you. Please message me. I love getting amazing messages and information about how this podcast has helped you, what you're using it in your life, and how you are implementing these tangible tips and tricks and tools into your life to grow your life, because that's exactly what this podcast is here for. So seriously, guys, I'm so grateful. I'm so honored that you are a part of this. I have to just do a couple of amazing shout outs. Seriously, I am blown away by this podcast. We are going on about year 2, almost completed, so going towards year 3, and I cannot even believe where this podcast has gone. It blows me away daily that we started as this little podcast, and the other day I was able to celebrate being in the top 200 plus of Apple's podcast listing, and it just blew me away because in the United States we are sitting around 220, and then we're actually ranked in France and the UAE, and I was just like floored. I was so grateful, so appreciative, and that's all you guys. For a long time I had kind of talked about not doing the podcast anymore because I just didn't know if it was serving you guys, and then literally an influx of just ratings and reviews and sharing what it was doing for you guys. And I was like, I have to keep doing this. So if this podcast has really spoke to you and you have not yet went and left a rating or review on Spotify or Apple or iTunes, please go do that, because I would love to know that it is really resonating you in such a powerful way. And then kind of transitioning into today, I just have to tell you guys thank you. So many of you saw my post recently about me no longer working at the office I had worked at for about 3 years. I gave them a lot of my time, a lot of my heart, and a lot of my passion. And I had actually put in my resignation about 3 weeks ago. And I walked in last week on Wednesday and I walked out. I was fired and I was asked not to return. And it broke my heart in more ways than one. And I sat in the parking lot, and I shared this on my post. I sat in the parking lot for about 2 hours, cried, pulled myself together. And then I realized that I was standing up for what was right. I set my intention in the right direction. And I realized that it was a blessing, because I no longer was waking up in a panic. And the last couple of days, I literally would wake up and I'm like, man, I'm my own boss. As you guys know, I am a business owner outside of this. I passionately serve as many women as I possibly can to empower and inspire them. And then I really, really am devoted to my Born to Shine Wellness mentorship program that I just launched recently. So if you are a health coach, a lifestyle coach, a woman, a nurse, a person, a mother, whatever it is, I empower you to go over to www.borntoshinewellness.com and check out my self-love courses and my mentorship program that I'm doing completely outside of my health and fitness business, because I really wanted to give other people the opportunity to join me in a completely different capacity. And I am so proud that I built something and I said something 5 years ago about choosing my life again. I chose to believe that I was made for more. And because I made that decision 5 years ago, I was able to walk out of that door and spend just 2 hours wallowing and then getting right back up, because life happens to everyone, right? Life doesn't stop for anyone. And I realized in that moment that I have my daughter to take care of. I have my goals to continue to push, and I have women that are counting on me to inspire them. And it's what my life, what I go through and what I share with you that helps grow me as a person. I always say you grow through what you go through, right? Your mess is your message. Your story matters. And this is a part of my story that I wanted to share with you guys. But then as, the days go on and things like that, people are checking on me, making sure I'm doing okay. And it was incredible because one of my sweet, amazing friends, we were FaceTiming, we were just connecting and we were catching up and we were sharing things, about mom life and her sweet, beautiful daughter and my sweet, beautiful daughter, and just connecting on such an amazing level. And that's what I love about my tribe. That's what I love about mentoring. And then all of a sudden, she was sitting there and she said something to me. She said, Mariah, you have been unhappy for a while. You stood up for yourself when you resigned and then you were fired, right? It happens. But you said yes to abundance 5 years ago. Say yes to abundance again. Say yes to abundance now. And I was like, kind of taken back by that. I was like, man, and I have chills running down my body. Say yes to abundance. Say yes to opportunity. Say yes to the freedom. Say yes to the ability of choice. Say yes. And I remember reading, if you guys watch Grey's Anatomy, which I know many of you guys do, Shonda Rhimes, she actually wrote a book, and it was Say Yes. Or The Year of Yes, I apologize. And it was such a profound book for me last year reading it. And I was like, I'm going to start saying yes more, because I used to think that my problem was I wasn't saying no enough. Like I was a people pleaser, right? And we have two types of people. But I realized that I was hesitant on taking risks that logistically didn't make sense. Now, if you guys you guys are my tribe, so I know you guys have probably taken the Enneagram. I'm truly through and through an Enneagram 8. I am a passionate, self-motivated woman. I stand up for the underdog. I am very about what's right and being an intentional person. And I hate bullies, hence everything that has happened in the last 6 months of my life. So I really come from a place of like, no, we're going to do this. So for me, in saying yes, I was like, I'm uncomfortable with saying yes to everything because I want things to make logical sense. I had debated for 6 months going back and forth resigning because I could see where things were going. And I was like, this isn't right. That my colleagues are being treated this way. My patients, above all, my patients cannot be treated like this. And watching people get hired and fired and the turnover just spin out of control, 2-hour waits for my patients. And I just was like reeling with this, like, no, I can't do this anymore. And then it was like, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do this. And then I kept thinking, no, you're a mom now. Like take it down a notch, just bite your tongue, just do it. And I'm just not that person. So then I was like, you know what? Say yes to abundance. I didn't realize it until my sweet friend Julianne said it, but then I was like, okay, I'm saying yes to abundance. I am saying yes to I deserve better. My patients deserve better. And I'm going to stand up for what's right. So then I ended up resigning. And then all of a sudden I got fired 3 weeks later. And it was like, okay, I'm going to say yes. And I literally remember after those 2 hours, it was just like an influx of like, I'm just going to do this, this, and this and get it done. And then literally this week, the abundance is overflowing. I have more opportunities that I could ever imagine. And now it's like an overwhelming, like I have all this abundance, and now I get to choose what I want, and I get to make my life look like this, and I don't have to rush into the next place. I get to be my own boss and run the hours and the business that I want and really thrive in mentoring and empowering amazing women. I get to meet with these incredible offices who are completely my jam. And I get to then be like, yes, I would love for me to be a partner with you, hence partner, saying yes to abundance. So I ask you, and in this of me sharing this vulnerable time in my life where I could just crumble down and be like, I'm a crappy mom, I'm horrible, this is all my fault, I could have done X, Y, and Z. This is why I talk so big about intention, because if you lead in the right way, at the end of the day, you'll sit there and look back and say, this is a learning moment. I did everything I could, and this is how I feel. Right? If I didn't act the way that I should have or done what I should have done, I would have been feeling a lot different. Like, man, I wish I would have, or man, I should have, or man, if I could go back, I would have. I don't want to feel like that in my life. So I make sure that I set the intention in the right place so that at the end of anything, any season, any life-changing, altering situation, I can say, I did my best, I gave my all, and I'm at peace with it. So for me, now saying yes to abundance, me empowering you to now say yes to abundance. What are you shying away from? What are you not giving your all to? What are you not saying yes to and potentially closing off to empower you or move your life forward? How many times do opportunities get placed into your lap or in your in your path, and you're just like, no, that just doesn't seem like the right time, or this doesn't seem smart. I talk with women all the time who want to be a part of my Born to Shine mentorship program, or even what I do as a health and happiness coach. And they literally are like, well, I'm busy. I have this, and this doing, and I just don't feel like this is the right time. Friend, when is the right time for you to have the life that you want? When is it the right time for abundance to be provided into you? When is it the right time for me to surround you with a tribe that's going to empower and uplift you? So many women, after they get into a part of what I'm doing in my tribe, into my community that I've built and nurtured and mentored in, they're like, I don't know why I waited so long. You're not asking me to do anything other than take care of myself, be healthy, be happy, and surround myself with amazing people. Literally, they're just like, why did I take a year, 2 years, 3? I have people who've even waited 4 years, and they're like, Maria, what in the world was I thinking? All you're saying is, let's go and be healthy and happy together. Let's go and dream bigger together. Let's go and make my life look like the way that I want it to look like. So then they look at it years later and they're like, man, this commitment, me saying yes to abundance right now in this moment, gave me this life. So what are you right now not saying yes to and limiting the abundance that is all around us? One thing that I took away from that conversation was that abundance truly is all around us. How many times do people just literally are like, hey, I want to buy you a coffee, or what can I do for you today? Or how can I pray for you today? Or somebody will sit there and be like, hey, I'm giving away whatever, say you need a table, who knows? And they're like, hey, yeah, you can take this. Like, I don't need it anymore. How many times do situations like that happen in your life? Or you're like, I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill, or I don't know how I'm going to get bills paid. And then all of a sudden you figure it out. Abundance is all around us. We just have to be willing to say yes to it. We have to be willing to be open to it and allow it to come into our life. So right now I'm asking you to really reduce the resistance and get rid of the clutter and get rid of the no and get rid of the limited thinking and really just say, I am open. I'm saying yes to abundance. I am allowing the universe and I'm allowing God to bless me in many incredible different ways. I'm allowing the overflow to come into my life, and I'm saying yes. Say yes to abundance. Oh, I'm going to get emotional. So there was a moment after that happened where I was so sad, but I was so happy because I got to look and say, I'm saying yes to abundance, not just for me anymore, but I'm saying yes to abundance for Bianca. I'm saying yes to abundance for Alicia. I'm saying yes to abundance for my family. I want Bianca to grow up knowing that her mom stands up for what she believes in. I want Bianca to grow up and say, my mommy does things that she loves. I don't want to be that person that comes home after a long day and be the person that I had been for the last 6 months. I had shared on a story that literally Stella Rose was getting me through. She's my homie, but she was literally getting me through every single night, and that wasn't healthy. And I was able to admit that. And then I said, what do I need to do in order to attract abundance into my life? I need to be in a happy place. I need to make sure that I'm doing what I'm speaking to you guys. I'm working out every day. I'm eating better. I'm, limiting the alcohol content. I'm making sure that I'm spending time in gratitude and journaling and meditating. And now I'm here and I'm saying yes to abundance in a massive way. I want you to do those things. I want you to know that abundance is all around you. Whatever the season, whatever the predicament, whatever you're going through, I want you to know that you can make it through, that you will make it through. And I'm asking you right now, whatever it is in your life, in your circle, in your mind, in your dreams, in your hopes, what is it that you could say yes to that would give you the most incredible life of your wildest dreams that you've been praying and wishing and hoping and working towards? Friend, you matter. And I'm going to leave you with this. You are wanted. You are needed. You are worthy. You are loved. And you are more than enough for all the abundance that this world, that this life has to offer. Go out and be freaking amazing and say yes to abundance.
What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Your Life Matters podcast. I'm so grateful that you're here. I just ask that you share this episode with somebody. I ask you to just share it and give it to somebody who could potentially need to hear this message. I really am on a mission to help hundreds of thousands of people to believe that their mess is their message and that their story really does matter and that above all, their life matters. I'm so grateful that you're here. I want you to share this episode. And then on top of that, if you could please leave a rating or a review or both. Let me know what speaks to you. Let me know what you need to hear. Let me know what you've connected with, because that's going to be the best way that I can make sure that I'm giving you guys exactly what you need. I love you guys with all my heart. I'm so grateful for you. And I want you to know the difference and the impact you guys make in my life. I love seeing your messages. I love seeing when you guys private message me or screenshot it and share it on Instagram or Facebook, because it lets me know that this podcast is doing exactly what it was meant to do. And it's to make sure that there's an impact being made and to help remind you and everyone else that your life matters.